Hello, and welcome to Sip and Tip. I'm MJ.
And I'm Zane.
Today, we have an interesting topic. Today, we are going to talk about
Untruthful facts. And these are facts that, I don't know, whether it's parenting or just growing up, that people have made towards you that you might have taken personally. But if you look at yourself today, you realize that they were wrong.
yes. And let's be very serious about this because sometimes these things that are said, whether they're meant as a joke or not, they are internalized and sometimes they have some type of hold on us as we go on.
Right.
So, let's start with this one. When I started school, the first time, in terms of college, I went to school for early childhood education. And as you all know that have been following us, as I was a child, I did not have the best personality or the best temper. So I had a lot of family members that was like, I don't know what children you're going to work with. It's never going to work. Children have always had a soft spot with me. Adults, not so much. But children, I love children. I love being around children. I love working with children. I like hanging out with children.
They're
My
so
nieces.
precious, right?
I know.
Oh, God.
Unlike adults sometimes that are very cruel and angry, children are not like that. So I went on to have a very successful career in the realm of children. Even now I work with children, not as a full-time participant, just because I have very, very low work/home boundaries when it comes with children. But I love children.
Yeah. I think growing up, one of the biggest things that I heard was, go ahead and leave. You won't amount to nothing. And, yeah, I made sure I graduated top of both my schools. Can't tell me nothing. So,
it's always interesting that people will express lack of good in others' lives.
right.
And it's like, maybe I won't amount to what you want me to,
And that's the point.
but I will get to where I want to be.
Exactly. And I feel I'm very proud of me. I am so proud of who I became in spite of those words. I think that growing up, it might have had something in the back of my mind that said, okay, you know what? No, I'm going to try even harder just to make sure that they're not right. So to everybody who thought that I wouldn't amount to nothing, wanted to say negative things behind my back, thank you. Thank you very much.
Sometimes it can be motivation.
There it is.
For sure.
I like proving people wrong.
Yeah. Another one I remember when I became a mom.
Mm.
And they're like, well, what are you going to do with a child? What do you think I'm going to do?
I know, right? What I'm supposed to do.
What does a person do with a child? They raise the child.
Right.
And there was so many commentaries like, oh, you're not going to know what to do when you can't get sleep. Did you forget who I was? There were times where it got hard.
Definitely.
With no sleep, but you make it work. You figure it out.
That's right. You manage. I think one of the parenting staples that was said to me was, your children are going to see you as a joke. Because why? As far as I'm concerned, my first one I was very militant. So for anyone to see that as your children are going to see you as a joke, well, I don't know. Maybe that was why I became militant. Who knows? But the reality is, me and my daughter, please, we're closer than most parents and children could ever be. And she doesn't see me as a joke. She understands my life, my struggle that I've gone through to get here. If anything, she's my best friend, my truest friend.
Yeah.
So those words were definitely false.
And I think it's important to understand that everyone has some commentary. Or as I was blatantly told in many times, an opinion is like an ass. Everyone has one.
True.
Doesn't mean that you have to show it.
Isn't that true?
So, with that being said, it's like, why let someone rent space in your head or your life that isn't going to be there long term or is not a productive or active participant in your life?
And even if they are an active participant in your life, pay attention to their children and how their children view them or what their relationship is. Don't always take what someone else says to you about you and your life to heart.
Mm-hmm.
You can take it as a lesson. You can take it as something to hold in the back of your mind and say, maybe this works for me, maybe it doesn't.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Don't let other people's words dictate what you do in your life.
Definitely. Become the person you want to be.
We want to spend some time with our lovely Jax, he's our guest, to just talk about how you can cope with the things that people are saying to you. Because it's not always easy to block them out or not hear them.
Exactly.
So how can you hear them and use it productively? One thing I like to do is fact check. So if someone's telling me these negative things, these things that I don't agree with, I'll write it on a paper and then write out why it may be true. Things that I can see that might validate that.
Almost like a pros and cons list.
Correct. And if I come up with enough things that validates it, then I work on it. But if it's something that I can't validate in my own right, then I know it's not me. Exactly. It's their perspective.
Yes. And their perspectives are not that important towards your life and your life's goals. Your journey is not theirs. So don't allow their journey to dictate where you're going. The other thing I wanted to state is MJ wrote a nice journal called I Matter, and it's a self-care journal. You should definitely look into getting it because you deserve the life of your dreams.
Yes.
Get it, read it, apply it, because important facts are in here that can help validate who you are, who you want to become. Yes. You can design your future moving forward. You'll know what you want to do with your life. Yeah. Plan it out.
You are the author of your own script.
Very much so. And don't be afraid, because you won't know how high you can soar until you go for it. And I'm learning that at almost 50. So believe me when I tell you, don't be afraid. Step out on faith.
And please believe that as easy as it is for you to write people in to the script, you can also write them out of the script. And please don't get caught up on the narrative that they're family. They deserve to be in your life.
If they're hurting you, they don't.
You can love people from a distance.
Yes, you can. At least until you can figure out a coping mechanism to either work with them or figure out a way for them to learn to deal with you and your respectful level. Yes. Because if they can't, then bye-bye. Distance it is.
Yep. And please be mindful that the way you treat yourself is the way you teach others how to treat you.
Yes. I used to hate that. I used to hate that statement because I never thought that I was treating myself like a doormat. I felt that I was just being nice to people because I thought I was being nice to me. But they were dusting their feet off. Guess what? All those people are gone.
Yep. And so one of the ways you can really connect with self is to create a list. Create a list of the things you like. And then from that list, make a branch of how you can honor those things. Not use them, honor them. So I'm an empath. I know that. You're an empath.
Right.
But one thing I do to honor that is to select who I give that ability or those emotions to, because it takes a lot.
It does.
I don't use them for everyone because I can't.
Right.
And not everyone is worthy of it. I am not everyone's empath. I am someone's empath, but I'm not everyone's empath.
So just be mindful, take stock of yourself. That's very important too.
And that's the best way to not let other people's words dictate how you live your life. Peace, love, and happiness. Please share, like, subscribe,
and comment.
And
we want to hear from you.
Yes. What have someone said to you? What do you think those words have done to or for you over the years?
Exactly. We'd love to know. See you next week.
Be well.